today we are going to be reviewing GORR, and to be honest, man, I'm going to try my best to say some positive things, but there really just aren't that many to say. This character is really unique. Maybe not in the best way, but he is pretty unique. For one, he doesn't have willpower. I don't know who at Gabam thought that was a good idea, but here we are, man. We have a character that doesn't have the willpower mastery. Let's go. Just in all reality, though, it's such a terrible ability. Probably my least favorite ability of GORR's. I do not know what they were going for, because he doesn't have resistances to any of the things that he inflicts. They want him to just try to out-regen whatever he's inflicted with, because whenever he gets a damage over time debuff of the matching shadow buff, he gets a regen. But it just doesn't work, because let's say you're in an alliance war, right, where the opponent has a despair mastery. He's not going to out-regen it because his regen is going to be almost blocked. He is immune to heal block, yeah, but he's not immune to heal reduction. So that's just a big problem there. And another thing that I do not like about the character is, look here, this is really cool, right? He's doing a lot of damage here, but that's because Winter Soldier doesn't have his SP3 active. If I had to wait out a special attack, those debuffs would be long gone, you know? My buffs would probably be long gone as well, because I couldn't pause them, because I don't have access to my SP1 if I'm trying to bait out his special attack. So this guy really, really does kind of rely on AI, which kind of sucks, because there are characters that do rely on AI. I know people will always point to Kraven, but Kraven isn't as AI reliant as you think. I should make that a separate video, to be honest, because it's such an annoying theory that he's AI reliant, but he really isn't. But yeah, like I was saying, this guy kind of just gets destroyed if you have to stall, if you have to bait on a special attack, because his windows are so tight that you really just cannot mess up, because once the shadow magic buffs fall off, the damage output just gets so bad. And the damage output to begin with isn't even the best in the world. This was a 219 kill, I believe, and there are better cosmics that do this fight, and I think a much faster time. And the worst part was that there was super impractical. So now I want to show you a little bit of an example of what can go wrong here, and you're just gonna see it's pretty hilarious, to be honest. So I built up my shadow magic buffs, right? Just, the usual getting started rotation. And the goal with GORR is to SP2, then get all your debuffs in SP3. Alright, so here I am. He's not throwing anything. I'm just and I could push him into SP3 there, but that's not practical in literally any content except for Realm of Legends. And this is just a pure example of why his window is just so dang tight. Because you after that, you really, really just, it's so hard to get back into the groove with GORR. There are a lot of champs like that, but with GORR, it's probably the worst in my opinion. And overall, now let's go on to the utility, actually. The utility is almost non-existent. This man has nothing of usefulness. He has an undermine buff that's locked behind 200 SIGs, right? So he counters auto block if you have him SIG 200. That's great. But then you go to Hulkling, the champ released literally a month before, who also counters auto block, who is 100 times better than GORR in my opinion, and offers so much more to the game than GORR does. It's just not even a fair comparison. And that's GORR's pretty much only piece of utility. He inflicts a lot of debuffs, yeah, that's some utility, I guess. He's good for do you bleed, maybe. But other than that, he doesn't even have standard cosmic tropes. He has no armor break. He has no way to counter evade. He barely has anything, man. He barely has anything. They thought his damage was going to be good enough, but his damage is actually super impractical, so it's hard to even give him literally anything except for his undermine buff, and the fact that the damage can be good if the opponent decides to play well with you. So all in all, I just really do not like this character. I think they really dropped the ball with this guy. I think that if you were like deciding if you wanted to grind for him or not on a usefulness standpoint, then I suggest skipping him completely. If you just like the character and you think he's cool, you think he's fun, then by all means go for it. But if you were like trying to decide on a usefulness standpoint if you want to go for this guy, in my opinion, he is such a big skip. And yeah, like overall, damage output is great, but it can be impractical at times. Utility almost non-existent. He lacks in comparison to the top cosmics, and I did not see a use for him anytime soon. Maybe Battlegrounds, given that his SP3 rotation is kind of fast and it kind of does get matches done pretty quickly. That's like his core use, I would say, is Battlegrounds. But we do not know how like he's going to interact with nodes and all that, so I can't even say it yet. But yeah, that's my GORR review. Overall, I'm kind of disappointed, but yeah, that's about it.